What if I told you that your life is not disappearing because you are getting older, but in fact it's disappearing because your brain has stopped recording it? Not your memories, your life. Now imagine this. Tonight, while you are asleep, someone quietly replaces your Monday with another Monday that looks almost identical. The same alarm, the same breakfast, the same traffic, the same conversations, the same worries. Would you notice? Probably not. Now imagine the same thing happening every day for next 5 years. Would you know exactly when your real life ended and the copy began? Or would you simply keep living, believing nothing had changed? Now that's the danger of autopilot. It doesn't arrive with noise, it doesn't announce itself. It quietly convinces you that repetition is the same as living, and before you realize it, you've been surviving your days instead of experiencing them. So let me make it better. So, welcome to Design Your Life. This is not a series about motivation, it's not about becoming someone else. It's about waking up to the life that's already happening around you. Because the greatest changes don't begin when life changes, they begin when the way you see life changes. Today, I want to introduce you to an idea, in fact, multiple ideas. And first of it, I don't think so you've ever heard anyone talk about it. What the first one I call the invisible editor. Now, imagine that inside your mind there is an invisible movie editor. Its job is impossible. Every single second, millions of pieces of information reach your brain. The color of the sky, the feeling of your clothes, the sound of a fan, the smell of coffee, someone smiling at you, a child laughing nearby, the breeze touching your face. Your brain cannot keep all of it. So it edits, it cuts, it removes, and then it decides this doesn't matter. Ignore this. Skip that. And without asking your permission, it quietly deletes most of your day. But here is the strange part. The editor isn't interested in what is beautiful. It isn't even interested in what is meaningful. It only cares about one thing, and that is familiarity. If you have seen something 1,000 times, your editor assumes you don't need to see it again, and slowly your life begins disappearing, not because it has become ordinary, but because your brain has stopped introducing it to you. Now, think about your own home where you stay. Can you picture the pattern on your bedroom curtain? What color is the switchboard beside your bed? How many plants are outside your window? Many of us would not be able to recall. Not because they are not there, but because we stopped seeing them years ago. Now ask yourself something deeper. Have you also stopped seeing your dreams, your relationships, your own potential? Sometimes people tell me, I don't know what happened, life just passed. But I don't think that's true. Life didn't pass. Attention did. Your attention did. Because wherever attention goes, life follows. And wherever attention disappears, life quietly fades into the background. Now let me bring forth another idea which I call as the furniture effect. Imagine moving into a new house. During the first week, everything fascinates you. The windows, the walls, the staircase, even the sound the door makes when it closes. Now 6 months later, you don't notice any of it. Nothing changed, only familiarity. Your furniture didn't disappear, your awareness did. I think the same thing happens to our lives. One day our health becomes furniture, our parents become furniture, our partner becomes furniture, our dreams become furniture. They are still there. Only we have simply stopped noticing them. And perhaps the greatest tragedy is not losing something. It's no longer seeing, it's more often it is no longer seeing its value while it's still with us. So, most people believe they are living today. I'm not sure they are. I think many of us are simply replaying yesterday, just carrying on with our lives mechanically on autopilot mode without at a spinal level. Yesterday's thoughts, yesterday's fears, yesterday's habits, yesterday's conversations. We borrow the entire yesterday and call it today. That's why change feels impossible, because the future is quietly being built, but it's the yesterday's blueprint which is being used. If every morning begins with the same thoughts, how can tomorrow ever become different from your present or past? A different future does not begin with a different year, it begins with a different morning. Now, I want you to bring to the next part of our talk, which is the life audit. I want you to imagine something. At the end of your life, you are not shown a list of your achievements. Instead, you are shown a film, not of the extraordinary moments, but of your ordinary Tuesdays or Mondays, because ordinary Tuesdays or Mondays are where your real life happened. Would that film inspire you, or would it simply look like the same day repeated thousands of times? That question stayed with me for a long time when somebody asked me, because we prepare endlessly for special occasions, birthdays, vacations, promotions, celebrations, but life isn't mostly made of special occasions. Life is made of ordinary Tuesdays, and how we live those ordinary days becomes the story of who we are. So the last part, I want you to bring you the experiment. Tomorrow, don't try to change your life. Just interrupt your autopilot. Walk a different route. Drive a different lane. Eat without your phone. Watch the sunrise. Notice 5 sounds you have never paid attention to. Ask someone a question you have never asked before. Write one sentence then. What surprised me today? Not because these actions will magically transform your future, but because they wake up your invisible editor. They remind your brain that life is still worth noticing, and the moment you begin noticing differently, you begin living differently. Perhaps the opposite of autopilot is not productivity, it isn't success, it isn't even happiness. Perhaps the opposite of autopilot is attention, because attention is where life becomes real. The people who live deeply are not always the people who have the most. They are often the people who notice the most. So tonight, before you go to sleep, ask yourself one question. What part of my life has become furniture? A dream, a relationship, my health, my own self? And tomorrow, look at it as if you are seeing it for the very first time. Because life does not disappear all at once. It disappears one unnoticed moment at a time. And perhaps the greatest act of transformation is simply learning to notice again and trying to give your attention to the same thing again. So if this conversation made you see your life a little bit differently, I would love to hear from you. What in your life has become furniture? Something valuable that you have stopped noticing? Share it in the comments. Your answer might help someone else wake up to their own life. And if this is your first time here, please subscribe to Divine Gracia, because this isn't a channel about chasing motivation. It's about learning to design a life you don't accidentally sleepwalk through. In our next episode, we'll explore a question that quietly shapes every future. That is, why do intelligent, capable people remain stuck for years even when they know exactly what they should do? So till we meet next time, take care.